Hi, I'm Sarah Cowgill, along with Andrew Moran, Dave Patterson, Graham Noble, and John Clark. And this is the Conservative Five, an online TV news production of Liberty Nation News. First, it was Elon Musk. Then came RFK Jr., joining the MAGA movement. This last week, it was none other than former Democratic Representative Tulsi Gabbard endorsing Trump and asking her legion of fans to do the same. All of these people are left of center, yet they still feel that Trump is the best hope the country has. Kennedy fans are saying Maha, make America healthy again. What will Tulsi bring to the table? Kennedy just posted on social media, Wonder Woman just joined the Justice League. Who could possibly be next? If anyone else on the leftist ilk announced their support for Trump's campaign, Harris's head might explode and Harris's voters might begin to question, what is happening? Liberty Nation News' own Graham Noble penned an article this week, kind of drawing several interesting conclusions. And you now have the floor, sir.
Okay, thanks, Sarah. Now, here's the interesting thing about Tulsi Gabbard. Well, there's a few interesting things about her, but one of the interesting things is that my theory is that she was never really a Democrat, but she joined the Democratic Party because if she wanted to go to Congress, that was the only way she was going to get there from Hawaii. In Hawaii at the moment, there's not Republicans do not hold a single state elected office or federal office. And the last time that Hawaii sent a Republican to Congress, either the House of Representatives or the Senate, was 2010. And that was a gentleman named Charles Dew. I'm not sure how I'm pronouncing his name correctly. His last name is spelled D-J-O-U. And this guy in 2010, May of 2010, won a special election to represent the first congressional district from Hawaii. And then in November, the midterms of that same year, he lost his seat to a Democrat. So, 2010 was the last time any Hawaii Republican served in their congressional delegation. So that's why I think Tulsi Gabbard was a Democrat to begin with. I don't think she was ever a true dyed-in-the-wool Democrat. I think she was always more in the kind of independent camp, really, when it comes to politics. Her joining Trump and endorsing Trump, I think, still is a big deal, though. I know that kind of Democrats will kind of brush it off. Well, she's not in Congress anymore anyway, so what does it matter? And she turned her back on the Democratic Party. So, we don't care about Tulsi Gabbard. She is one of the most prominent female politicians, in the country, one of the most well-known. She has this air of seriousness about her all the time. I mean, she's a colorful personality, I guess. And I think that's good for the Trump campaign to have someone like that attached to it, kind of thing. And I think she will be a very effective campaigner for him. But here's the real thing. Democrats they've always pinned their hopes on painting Trump as, some kind of demon.
The boogeyman.
He's a terrible guy. He's gonna shred the Constitution. He's gonna take everyone's rights away, and he's gonna become a dictator. Well, here's the thing: if that was actually a true representation of his intentions and of the kind of man he was, then Robert F. Kennedy wouldn't have gotten within a mile of him. Neither would Tulsi Gabbard, and neither, in fact, would Elon Musk. And of course, Elon Musk, also. As you said, he endorsed Trump as well. None of these people would be anywhere near anywhere near Trump if he was really as terrible a person as everyone makes him out to be. And so I think the endorsements from these people, and who knows next, there's probably going to be one or two more people from the left side of the political divide also jumping on the Trump train, I believe, sometime within the next, few weeks, maybe. Who it is, I'm not sure. But the thing is, these endorsements from these left of center people just destroy the whole orange man bad narrative.
Yeah, I mean, obviously something is not right with the narrative that he's a bad guy. But here's what intrigued me this week. Even Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, big time leftist, he admitted that his platform ran cover for Hunter Biden and caved under pressure from Biden Harris. So it's an interesting admission from the guy who called Trump a badass after the assassination attempt. Are we seeing a shift in social media as well, Dave?
Well, before we start feeling all cordial toward Mark Zuckerberg for telling the American public he regrets censoring people's Facebook pages, saying the Biden administration made me do it, that's ridiculous. He realizes that there's a possibility that the political winds could, change, and former President Trump might be elected in November, and it's just good business not to be on the wrong side of that administration. Zuckerberg hasn't suddenly become a good citizen wanting to ensure free speech for everyone. His coming clean that the Biden-Harris campaign staff actually pressured Facebook to censor the COVID-related content the administration didn't like. It's a business decision, not a decision out of conscience for the public good. And let's not forget that the House Judiciary Committee has been breathing down Zuckerberg's neck and would have discovered all of this collusion with the Biden administration anyway. And besides, Zuckerberg simply told us what we've known already for 3.5 years.
Plus, Zuckerberg is also going through a PR transformation. He went from that, alien nerd who looks like the guy from Star Trek to now someone's going to steal your girl. He's got the baggy clothes, he's got the chain, he's got the beard, he's on, on a surfboard carrying the American flag. So he's really going through a whole PR transformation.
Well, I kind of want to know why everybody's coming out of the woodwork right now. I mean, why now, John? Are they just seeing the writing on the wall?
Well, I think it's pretty adroit political strategizing. Nothing could have been more of a blanket on Kamala Harris's platitudinal presentation than Kennedy's timing. Had he done so a week before, it would not have had anywhere near that impact. And it really did. And now Tulsi Gabbard, 1-2 shoe drop.
If you cherish peace and freedom as we do, I invite you to join me in doing all that we can to save our country.
And I'm reminded as we talk of the Wizard of Oz, the Wizard of Oz does not want all of these people pulling back curtains. We have multiple people pulling back curtains and demonstrating the clear machinations of the fraud, while Kamala Harris and the rest continue to promise free hearts and courage to everybody, manufactured in a social justice fantasy world. I must take issue with Graham in answering your question, not because I wish to be a devil's advocate, but because I wish to be a Graham.
Oh, you're good at it.
No, it's my job. I don't like what Graham said for this reason. I think what Graham said is probably accurate in what he wrote about Tulsi Gabbard. But Graham, you're echoing the mainstream media's effort to close that curtain back up on her. This is a woman who in 2016 said that the problem with the Democratic Party is it was unduly influenced by foreign interests and corporate corruption. And now, to read recent diatribes against her, she was a Republican all along, and that she was just and so was he. They were just Republicans all along. Don't look at the issues. Don't look behind the curtain. Let's not talk about what she said about corporate greed or anything wrong with renewables. They're closing. They have a lot more curtains to close. So what I say, I disagree with Graham. I don't know that what he's saying is untrue, but that's certainly the narrative that the right is trying to portray in an effort to use this, red-blue paintbrush with everything to obscure issues. And that's what I think the real test is here with Zuckerberg and all the rest. It's all unraveling on them, and it seems like it's pushing them to tell bigger and bigger lies. And, the great lie, one of the big spins was USA Today, now a chanting a propaganda outlet for the mainstream media and whatever they represent ideologically, came out and said that Donald Trump brought Gabbard and Kennedy out. Their exact words were to try and broaden his appeal. So Donald Trump was in control of this. Look at the video of what RFK said, and then look at all the news reports, and the last thing they're discussing is what he said, and they're portraying it as if he's some kind of an agent of Trump. I think what we see is Gabbard, Musk, and RFK all turning away from the Democratic Party very visibly. And so they need to recast all of it as somehow it's Trump's fault again. Like you're saying, it's Trump, everything's Trump's fault. Trump, Trump, Trump. Quit ruining our one issue campaign of Donald Trump bad by bringing in decent people with long records of credibly and authentically pointing out corruption. You're messing up my Wizard of Oz fantasy. And that's
All right,
what
guys, we're gonna have to wrap this up. So I have one last question. Blurt an answer or say, well, I don't know, but who's waiting in the weeds to join? Who else is going to do this?
John Fetterman.
good call.
Joe
Anybody?
Manchin. Joe
Yeah,
Manchin.
Joe Manchin.
I said it
You-
first. I said that
did.
first.
Charles,
all right.
Charles Manson's. Joe Manchin.
All right, guys. Okay, I got to close this out. And I'm going to do it with the sage words of Mr. Noble himself. The Trump-Kennedy-Gabbard coalition suggests that at least some people in or near the halls of power are realizing the situation is truly dire. So much so that partisan rancor must finally be put aside. Thanks, panel. Thanks for watching. Well, that's it for our Conservative 5 panel today. Please note, LibertyNation.com does not endorse candidates, campaigns, or legislation, and this presentation is no endorsement. So check out our other C5 shows and segments on your favorite video platform. YouTube, Vimeo, Rumble, we're on them all. As well, Liberty Nation News has its own Roku channel where you can see all of our TV productions. I'm your host, Sarah Cowgill. Thanks for joining us today for Free Thinking, Free Speech, LibertyNation.com.